Good morning, everyone. Today is February 1st. Can you even believe it? And I thank you so much for joining into our weekly healthcare reform webinars. We do have a lot to talk about, as we have for the, for the last year. As many of you know, there's a lot going on in the health insurance segment. And, my promise to you is that I try to keep up to date as much as possible, both with what's going on at the federal level and with the state level. For those of you that are new to this format, my name is Deb Wilkinson. I'm the Vice President of the Health Plan Options Department here at URL. My duties include overseeing the group health markets, both the fully insured and self-insured, as well as what's left of the individual market, and also the ancillary and voluntary benefits markets. So if you have a need or want to know more about what we offer in these segments, please give me a call because I'm happy to talk to you about it. For those of you that are new to the format, we do encourage your questions, and you can ask them in one of two ways. You can either raise your virtual hand link icon to the control panel to the right of your screen, or you can type in your questions in the question box, and I'll answer those at the end of the webinar. Just with a show of hands, if you can hear me okay and see my screen, thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate that. We do have a really exciting agenda today. I'm going to get right into it. You can see I'm going to go through some of the updates again at state and local levels. State and federal levels. But as mentioned in the last several of our weekly webinars, we do have a guest speaker today. Steve Clemens, our Vice President of Life Markets, is going to talk to you about some opportunities on the life market side for all of you to really, if you aren't doing life right now, to expand your offerings and to generate new income streams. So without further ado, let's just get right into it so I can hand it over to Steve. Many of you in the news probably have heard about Berkshire Hathaway, Amazon, and JP Morgan Chase creating a company to offer health insurance to their U.S. employees. And I believe that equals about 800,000 folks in the United States. There are not a lot of details at this point, but it's either going to be a not-for-profit shell company that they all have, equal stakes in, or it's going to be a profit-neutral project for them. And again, I don't have, there's not a lot of information out there, but regardless, it is going to be created by the three entities, and it's going to be a group health plan, more than likely fully self-insured. In other words, not only just a self-insured platform, but also self-insuring themselves as their reinsurer. Looks like they're really going to go after some potential pharmacy benefit management savings. That's certainly a high-cost item for everyone that's in the health markets and has health insurance. Definitely a high-cost item. So they're looking at some of these, some of these platforms to help them save some money. So it'll be interesting. What does this model mean to the current marketplace? Well, that's really unclear, I think. Certainly self-insured programs have gained in popularity because if you recall the self-insured market, a lot of the provisions that are required within the ACA market or even in the larger group market are outside the realm of self-insured markets. So definitely they'd have a lot of latitude to create something that works for all of their employees, but I would imagine this model, if successful or relatively successful, would be copied by other companies, and that's for that reason probably it's why the health insurance stocks went down. But I also say that nationally we have a great big risk pool, and the national carriers can't seem to manage the rates or keep the rates low. So I'm not sure how it will be with an even smaller risk pool with these three companies and their U.S. employees. Certainly there will be a lot of guidelines and parameters, but at this point, it's all speculation. So at least wanted you to be aware of it and what that could mean for all of us. And we'll keep watching it. Pennsylvania Congressional District Maps, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court struck down the new maps, and the new maps that were in effect for our presidential election, and they are requiring lawmakers to draw up new maps by February 9th, and Governor Wolfe would have to approve by February 15th. So it should be interesting to see how those congressional districts and those maps really form. But again, I'll keep you informed as soon as I know anything, because it will be next week that it has to happen. So we talked a little bit about the executive order that was, I believe, November of 17 for association plans and allowing association plans to form for the sake of health insurance. So the senators are now compiling a list of recommendations regarding that executive order. And this is kind of laughable to all of us in the industry, but some of the requirements are that older folks can't be charged more than younger. Of course, the ACA is a 3-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio. Insurers must set aside a specific amount of funds to avoid insolvency. Continued or regular oversight and reporting requirements. No alternate plans for sicker individuals, and many of the other ACA and consumer protections will still apply, such as no maximum out-of-pocket, no pre-ex. So I'm wondering, in light of all of the rules that sound very much like the requirements of the ACA, what that really means for price savings or anything thinking outside the box. So that's why I say they're laughable, because they're all very similar to the rules that we have now under the not so new ACA provisions. Again, I will keep you informed as much as I know when I know it. Just before I hand it over to Steve, there are 3 handouts for you based on what he's going to talk to you about this morning. So please pull those up and print those out, or if you need them, I have them. You can certainly email them or email me and I'll get them out to you. But at this point, I'm going to hand over the controls to Steve, and he is going to take it away. Thank you, Steve, for joining in.
Great. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here from life insurance on the health insurance weekly call, but I appreciate the time. I'm going to take approximately about 3 to 4 minutes just to review what is new in life markets here. And let's see.
So you're getting my technical issues, Steve.
Yeah, very good. So I think we're pretty good here. Everyone see my screen okay? Does that look good?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, so getting started, I just wanted to review with everybody some marketing programs we have in life markets and what's new in life markets here in 2018. So we implemented a First Fridays webinar for life markets and specifically on marketing ideas. So our first Friday webinar is this Friday, tomorrow. It'll be about a 30-minute call and webinar on life insurance marketing concepts and ideas. It'll start at 10 a.m. every first Friday of the month, and it'll go roughly a half hour. February's topic is going to be the Insure Your Love social media campaign from Life Happens. So for those of you not familiar with Life Happens, it's a nonprofit which gets out great information on life insurance, on disability income insurance, long-term care insurance, and they have great materials you can use on your website as handouts in social media marketing, which we'll show you in just a moment. And it's really this campaign, the Insure Your Love campaign in February over Valentine's Day, is really there to create awareness for life insurance and interest that you can generate with your existing clients and friends through social media, whether that's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. If you're using any of those things, as one of the handouts, as Deb mentioned, we have a full 30-day calendar for you where you can just plug and play information into your Facebook or into your LinkedIn page. And again, create awareness and interest with your existing friends and clients. So here's a quick snapshot of a couple of the pieces that you can find on this campaign, and some will be geared towards businesses, some will be geared, as you can see, towards family, towards new homeowners, new parents. Some are more specific into diabetic clients, or just, again, protecting the ones you love. And the second piece I wanted to share with you, many of you work with business owners. Being in the health insurance markets, business owners can be your best clients. And these are two handouts, again, that are available to you. The first one you see on your left is a flyer that we use through Life Happens. We have made it available so you can, this PDF is fillable in the bottom right-hand corner where you can put your contact information in, and it would be a great handout in a very good way to start those conversations with your existing group health insurance clients, business owner clients on life insurance, not only for personal individual needs, but their business needs. So key person insurance, ensuring those key employees within their business. Buy-sell life insurance policies. If it's dual ownership or 3 or 4 owners of that particular business, if they do not have a buy-sell agreement in place that's funded by life insurance, or they haven't looked at it in a number of years, it's certainly time to review and get some information on that. And the sheet on the right is just some statistics through LIMRA and other areas on business succession facts and information you can share with your clients. Some of that information is, 45% of business owners' net worth is majority of it is tied up in their business. Only 26% of businesses have a succession plan in place. And of those 26% in the succession planning, many don't have it funded properly by life insurance. So the majority of businesses you go in, 3 out of 4 don't have any planning in place. And the majority of those, probably their life insurance funding it is not funded properly. And less than 30% of family-owned businesses survive the second generation, and only 12% survive to the third generation. So for those working with businesses, these are great handouts. Certainly take them, use them, and reach out to our life market staff with any questions or quotes you need in regards to business insurance planning. In the Life Markets Department, we love to reward you for your business. So in the first quarter, we have some great bonuses going on. We have our Quick Start bonus for new agents to URL Life Markets or returning agents to Life Markets. Anyone who's not written a piece of business with Life Markets in the last 24 months would qualify for that bonus. And with the spirit of the Olympics coming up, we have our Go for the Gold bonuses for our traditional life sales as well as our final expense sales. And for those Gemini partners in attendance, we have our quarterly Gemini partner bonuses as well. And lastly, some upcoming trainings. I mentioned our February 2nd, tomorrow, our First Friday meeting. Matt Alina, our manager of final expense, does a First Monday meeting, first Monday of every month, on final expense marketing solutions for those of you in the senior market who want to get more information on life insurance in the senior market, final expense. Those are great presentations to get on. And we have a lunch and learn. Anybody who is in the property and casualty markets right now and works in a property and casualty agency, next Thursday, we have a meeting here at URL with the Vice President of Sales, Steve Zimmerman at North American Company, going over marketing concepts and ways to better improve your life insurance marketing in a property and casualty agency. And we, again, have our First Friday, First Monday meetings coming up in March again, and then in early April, we'll be conducting a CE class here at URL with Mass Mutual. If you need any help with life cases, our life sales support specialists, Matt and Joey, will be able to help you out. Matt is on our final expense side of things, and Joey will be for term, for UL, disability income, and long-term care sales support. And after Deb's meeting, if you have any questions and need to speak to me on anything life markets, I'll be more than happy to help. I appreciate your time this morning, and I'll let you get back to your scheduled presentation here with Deb. And I'll get you back here, Deb. Thank you for the time. And I think we'll go to your screen. Thanks again.
Excellent. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, there is a lot of opportunity, maybe thinking outside the box, thinking outside the health insurance box, if you will. And there's a lot of great platforms, like Steve mentioned, that you can do with, let's face it, without a whole lot of work and, obtaining new clients. So if you have any interest in any of those dates, let me know, and I'm happy to get you the information. It's also on our website. Okay, so let's just get back into the final two items very quickly. We mentioned the Aetna new master service agreements. Groups are going to be receiving the new forms with the required signature. They also came out with, which I think is a really nice deal. Starting this year, they're going to provide a HIPAA Privacy Policy Tool-Kit to all new business and existing AFA small group customers. So this is going to really further keep the groups compliant, and I think it's a nice value add from Aetna. And of course, that AFA bonus, $50 per employee, that bonus is extended from sales with today's effective date through January 1st of 2019. So definitely a lucrative bonus program. If you haven't quoted the Aetna AFA programs before and want us to do that for you, you just give us a call and let us know. So that is it for the presentation. I'm going to open it up for questions. Just as a reminder, while you're forming your questions, that next webinar is Thursday, the 8th of February, so hopefully you'll join back in. We don't have a lot of questions today. Dave would like the invitation for Steve's webinar tomorrow. I'm happy to send that to you, Dave. And Barbara says, has a merger with CVS and Aetna been finalized? I don't believe it has, Barbara, but you know what? I will check on that. I do know that there's not been any, any fallout, if you will, from anything that's happened yet, but let me get some more information on that. I will also update everyone next week on that topic, and Barbara, I'll just reach out to you via email and get you that information. Mario says, from a strategy perspective, is URL thinking about self-funding capabilities on a block basis like another GA? Well, yes and no. Obviously, if the association plans that executive order and everything is finalized, then we could look at those consortium type association plans. We've also explored professional employer organizations, PEOs. So we are thinking outside the box. We're trying to stay in front of all of the changes and really look at what what the market's going to bring and what we can offer through our shop. So the answer to that, the short answer is yes, we are looking at it. Let me see. Oh, and just more information. Yes, I do know that, Mario, and I do appreciate the information. They're competitive using the networks, renting the networks, and offering plans. And I believe that's it. That is all the questions for today. Again, just as a reminder, next week, February 8th, I will be back here. I will get some of those that question on CVS and Aetna answered for you. If you need anything in the meantime, please don't hesitate to give me a call or shoot me an email. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. As always, I so appreciate you joining in every week. I appreciate your questions and your support, and I appreciate the business that you choose to write with URL. So I hope you have a great balance of the week, pardon me, and a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Bye-bye.